Hey movie fans, welcome to episode 18 of Gem at the Movies, where we like to take a look at some movies and TV series, either recent or old but gold. So today we're taking a look at I Care a Lot, a Netflix original movie released last year. The plot of this movie is kind of a dark take on what could be happening inside of a nursing home for old people. Okay, so when I first saw this movie, I was really pissed off at the plot. Okay, so if Rosamund Pike isn't familiar to you, um, first off, she was a James Bond girl. She appeared in Die Another Day, as well as in other films like Johnny English Reborn and Wrath of the Titans. For me, she's a versatile actress. She can do comedy, she can do the hero, she can do the villain. Playing opposite of Rosamund Pike is Peter Dinklage. Even though he's on the short side, he's got great presence. And he looks like a guy that can genuinely kick your ass. Of course, we know Peter Dinklage as Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones. He's also known for movies like Pixels and X-Men Days of Future Past. So in this movie, he plays Roman Lunyov, a gangster businessman and the son of a very wealthy old woman whom Marla Grayson, Rosamund Pike's character, is keeping hostage in her nursing home. So the movie opens with Marla Grayson talking about lambs and lions. Are you the lamb or are you the lion? And she's claiming herself to be the lioness. And she's saying that playing fair is something invented by rich people to keep poor people poor. So that is her philosophy in life. So we go into the first scene in a courthouse where a guy is trying to say that Marla is not allowing him to visit his mother. And Marla claims that the old woman is helpless and needs attention, which the guy is trying to say that his mother never wanted to leave the house. And it seems like Marla and the judge have sort of a business relationship because the judge just agrees on everything that Marla says. When Marla says, "We both know," the judge will just say, "I agree." It seems like the judge is on Marla's payroll. That's why most of Marla's prospects lose the court battle because Marla is such a great liar and manipulator. So after the court session, the guy is cursing at Marla, and Marla is looking at him with her victorious face as if it was just another day at the office for her. So Marla is in the guardian angel business, wherein she profiles wealthy senior citizens and tries to convince the court that they can't take care of themselves. But the thing is, she keeps them in her nursing home and takes away their communication. She takes away their phone. And then after that, she goes after the prospects' assets, valuables like his or her house, or any jewelry, or any money assets. And what she does is she auctions them off, like a house or jewelry, and then she takes the money for herself. So one day, Marla's doctor and business partner Karen Amos has a prospect for Marla, a very wealthy old lady named Jennifer Peterson. So Jennifer is referred to as a cherry, or someone who has no living relatives left. And for this reason, They assume that if something had happened to her, nobody would worry about her and nobody will take care of her. Karen wants a share of Marla's stock for Jennifer. Jennifer Peterson has no kids, no husband, and no family, and she is very, very wealthy. Marla pays a visit to Jennifer's house with a court order and the police, all to convince Jennifer to agree that she needs caring. So Marla starts to lay down her scam on Jennifer, also using the state as a reason to convince Jennifer to come with her. With a mischievous grin on her face, Marla watches as Jennifer is being taken away by the police. Jennifer is taken to the Berkshire Oaks care facility, and her phone was taken away. Marla proceeds to clean out the house of Jennifer's valuables, and her house is being prepared to be on sale. She also happens to find a key to Jennifer's safety deposit box, which contained diamonds. Jennifer's possessions are sold at auction, and she's literally being robbed under Marla's scam. Roman's henchman and Jennifer's driver, Alexei, arrives at the house, only to find Fran, who tells him that Jennifer had moved. Roman Lunyov is a very wealthy midget, and also happens to be Jennifer's son, and he's confused as to why Jennifer would move out. Now, Peter Dinklage looks very, very intimidating in this scene as he's asking Alexei to find out what happened to his mother. He may be very small, but when he's got a gun to his hand, you know he means business. Roman finds out about Marla. It seems that he knows about Marla's scam. A lawyer named Dean Erickson is assigned to get Jennifer out of the care home. Dean tries to convince Marla, but she is persistent. And then Dean offers Marla $300,000, but Marla wants $10 million for Jennifer. Marla isn't afraid of any threats she receives by holding Jennifer. Marla visits Jennifer, and Jennifer tells her that he's coming, but she doesn't say who. She will not talk unless Marla gives her her phone, and she's not threatened by Marla and calls her a cunt. Then Dean takes Marla to court. But because the court is on Marla's side, she acts like she's concerned, but she's really not. And the court is not convinced by whatever Dean says. So I'm assuming that the judge is part of Marla's payroll, and he dismisses the case. This makes Roman really, really furious at Dean. Meanwhile, Alexei pretends to be a client touring the facility, but he's actually looking for Jennifer. Fran finds out that Jennifer Peterson's identity was stolen and that the real Jennifer was already dead. Alexei finds Jennifer, but he is stopped by Marla before he could get to Roman's car. Jennifer is taken back to the facility, and Dr. Karen Amos is murdered. Fran is worried that the mafia might be after them. Marla has had enough of Jennifer's games, but Jennifer remains still and unthreatened. Marla convinces the judge to move Jennifer to a mental health facility. Marla gets hit with a dart and is kidnapped. Meanwhile, Fran is visited by Roman's henchmen and gets beat up. Marla finally comes face to face with Roman and she's tied to a chair. But she's not threatened even though Roman was about to kill her. Marla almost drowns, but luckily escapes the sinking vehicle. She tries to call Fran, but only gets an answering machine. She finds that Fran is still alive and plots revenge against Roman. Marla still has the plates of Roman's vehicle and goes to the registered address. They follow the vehicle to the building where Roman lives. Marla quickly tranquilizes Roman and takes him to the woods and strips him naked. She also sets his vehicle on fire. However, a jogger finds Roman and takes him to the hospital. Finally, Roman wakes up in the hospital with Marla in front of him. And Marla is telling him that she is now Roman's guardian. Marla again asks Roman to transfer her $10 million. Roman finally agrees, but instead he offers her a business proposition because he recognizes Marla's drive and talent. Marla finally becomes rich and she has a very, very successful business. Unfortunately, she is shot by the guy in the first scene of the movie. That final scene was really an unexpected twist. And it's really satisfying seeing how much of a bitch Marla was throughout the movie. But at the same time, it's also inspirational because the message of the movie is encouraging you to go after your dreams with a lot of hard work. But of course, Marla was still a bitch. So you also gotta give credit to Rosamund Pike with how she handled the role. She literally made you hate her. And that for me is good acting. Okay guys, so we've come to the end of another movie review. So if you like this video, hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.